All right, so I just want to show y'all the inside of the Monte real quick. Y'all should be able to see this. This is like, even though this need replaced, like the cap to the light, even though it's breaking right now, the actual headline is good. I mean, when I say it's like in great condition. I ain't even gonna say mint condition. It's like brand new. So that's cool. I didn't even know that. So that's one less thing I gotta replace. My door panels are cool too, but the plastic, it's like a plastic aluminum color trim that's going on that. These is missing on just this door. I'm gonna look around in the car and see if they in here. I know my back seat, the bottom part of the seat is good. And then I was just tripping. I didn't even know I got electric door locks in here. I didn't know that. I knew I had electric windows, power windows. And then this dashboard. So as far as my dashboard goes, what I'm gonna do is one or two things. Either I'm gonna get the new dash where you can order them, because it is a little like messed up from the heat, unless it can be repaired. Now, and the reason why I'm saying repaired is because I've just seen several people online have those repaired. Definitely need these. This is just little stuff. I'm gonna need to replace that though. And I'm gonna leave this factory radio in here. I'm gonna have them put me a aftermarket radio somewhere in here. Ashtray don't even look like it's been used before. I could be right, I could be wrong. But I don't think Dave smoked. The guy that I bought it from, I don't think he smoked cigarettes. Let's look in this glove compartment. Oh, look. Even though it's falling all the way out, we got the owner's manual. 86 Chevrolet owner's manual, Monte Carlo. Keep that in there. Didn't know that was in there. Dang, got the owner's manual. That's a good 1986. This car is almost 40 years old. What that make it, 34 years old? My math might be off. 36 years old. Yeah, so I'm excited about getting this car done and getting it ready to hit the streets. I got a lot of stuff to do to it, but for the most part, this engine is my biggest concern right now. I'm not worried about the doors. Hopefully they can be worked. I ain't worried about the body or none of that. I'm worried about getting this car running. Now, the car ran when I first got it. Had a 305 in it, of course. Now I done took the motor out, transmission out, and we're replacing all that. Going with this swap life, man. Older car, so I definitely don't never plan on selling this car either. Like, this is a keeper. I done sold a lot of cars. I had a 96 Impala SS. I done had 3. This is my third Monte Carlo SS. So I had a white one. It was an 86. And then I had the gray one that you guys can see. Like, it's one of my biggest videos on this channel. And I sold that one, and then I went back and bought this one. So this is my third one, and I'm gonna keep this one. These cars is worth so much money now, it's crazy. I know a lot of guys into the Challengers and Chargers. I think that's a fad. Like, this is a part of American history. And one day I do believe like the Charger and the Challenger, I believe, let me say it like this. I believe that the Charger and the Challenger has their place in the car culture. But for me, that's not my era. This is my era. You know, these are the cars that I seen as a kid growing up that I said I want one of them. Like, this is a car that I've always wanted. Like, you know, I used to want a Chevelle. the Chevelle is in my era. That's more my dad's era, but I always wanted a Chevelle, and maybe one day I might get a Chevelle, get my hands on one. But as far as a car that I've consistently wanted, Monte Carlo SS. Monte Carlo SS, man. And I know it's a lot of them. I hear a lot of people say if you've seen one, you've seen them all. You know, okay, that's all good. But at the end of the day, man, I believe this car is going to be something special. Not just the motor, but all the other things that I got planned to do to it once I finally get a chance to get around to the body. I'm going to stretch this out on y'all. But we're going to get this motor done. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to hit the drag strip. They talking about starting a racing team, which I'm definitely down with that. We can go to the strip together or whatever. We will have 3 G bodies. And then the Regal, which I don't know if that's a G body. That's not a G body. I don't know what kind of body that would be considered. But they got a 427 in it, big block. He's talking about boosting it, as well as he wants to do some other things. Oh, dude, it was some other stuff they was gonna do to it. I don't know if it was the crank. Oh, change the pistons. I guess the pistons in there is weak. And that's the good thing about this LS build. You know, we'll gap my pistons, you know what I mean? Make sure, gap the rings or whatever in them. Make sure they ain't touching or whatever for to add the boost to it, and it's a wrap. We'll throw some boost at it, get a couple more horses out of it. They asked for like a twin turbo. Yeah, definitely. But that's something I'm gonna do later. I want to put the Trailblazer SS intake on this motor. I'm gonna do that later. You know, there's a few things that we're gonna do now to set me up for everything. But for the most part, we just want to get the motor in the car and, you know, get it running. Bring it back a couple weeks later, get some more stuff done. So I'm gonna bring y'all some more video here in a minute, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in or whatnot. And yeah, some of that. I hear it loose over here. I hear it leaking on that side, yeah. Both hanging out. He had a whole gasket sitting back, but he didn't say nothing about that. When are you gonna put the doors back on them? That's what I told him. I said, dude, you can bring them over and I'll give you a hand. He's like, oh, I'll give you the jack. I'll have one of those on. Y'all can hear him leaking over here. So yeah, you might bring them over. That boat's hanging out. Yeah, dude. And it ran out of gas. We brought 2 gallons over. But I don't know how dirty the tank is, you know what I'm saying? I told your dad, I said, that used to be a game back in the day. A guy said they got a motor for sale. Oh, it's a 350. It'd be a 305. Looking a lot less. Yeah, I was rolling loose from oil smoke. And I put some of this in it. And I didn't get running it. We put the PVC in. Oh, and we put a PVC hook up on it. So that might have helped. It ain't a bad car. Underneath the floorboard frame, solid. Solid. It ain't a bad ride. It has potential. Okay, you got cruising with this motor. So yeah, see how this one does. Just cruise it for a little bit. Somebody just put it in there. I don't know if it's them, it's on the say. But yeah, he ain't got no leak, no valve cover leaks or nothing like that. You just did all that. Oh, we're putting gaskets on it, right? Yeah. So if it keeps smoking now, yeah, I'm hoping it's probably the rings. There's oil valve seal. Yeah. Just drive it. Yeah, that's what I told him. Get some drive time on it, some good gas, and see how it does. Blow it out, see what happens. Oh yeah. It's kind of sketchy driving it down the road with no doors on it. I wouldn't take it in. I wouldn't. I did. You did? Sketchy, yeah. like being in a Jeep.
Yeah.
Nice Elko though.
Steering components put on it. Had a line. Everything's brand new on the front end. Bet this guy can't not have. Without the same G-body trying to get parts.
When I bought the transmission, he was there.
Yeah, he goes there a lot. Oh, I didn't know you mentioned
Yeah. He came, the day I dropped the transmission off, he came.
Yeah,
The motor sounds good though.